We're here today at Connealy Angus in Whitman, Nebraska, and just got done touring through the pastures and seeing some fall calves and spring calves. And one of the real highlights today was the Craftsman sire group. They were enamoring to me, and they really drew me in from their jet black color, slick hair coat, and muscle shape. How have you guys seen those Craftsman calves as they've hit the ground and really hit the ground running?
What you saw today, especially up north, was the first crop of Craftsman calves that we've gotten. We used him across the board on cows. We didn't select body type, any EPD profile, and those calves are surprisingly uniform. We didn't see that the bull had a hole, and so we didn't protect him in any certain area. And that calf crop is, as you stated, very attractive, extremely long-bodied, bold-hipped, sharp-fronted. When you walk into that pen with 15 different sires represented, you can kind of pick out the Craftsman from a distance.
Yeah, as we stepped into each group, I think we went through 4 or 5 pastures with those calves today. You're right, they kind of strike a pose and they hit you hard, and I think that's the way he hit me the first time I ever laid eyes on him in the bull stud. He just has a presence and a great Angus character about his head. I think he really can improve some phenotype, and yet for being a high dollar in bull with his kind of balanced genetics piece, I think obviously we brought him in for a variety of reasons, but what were some of the real strong features that you think he brought to the table genetically?
When Craftsman sold, one of the reasons that he commanded the price that he did is when you came out and looked through the 500 bulls that we had for sale out here. If you looked through them without any paper, you would have chose him in the top 3 and perhaps the best phenotype bull that we had out there. And then you come back and look at the paper and you see that he stacks up very impressively on those as well. I think that his ability to add pounds, to do it in a very pleasing package, to create females, I think that he's just going to be something that you can mate to a lot of things and is going to do a lot of things really well. That's
one thing that struck me today. The bull calves stand out from a muscle shape and masculinity and performance perspective, but the heifer mates are very feminine, very smooth, and very cowy. And I think that speaks to his mother. She's just a really conservative-sized, sharp, angular female. Could you expand more on what you think of his mother and her pedigree a little bit?
Yeah, his mother, as you stated, is moderate. She's a cow that you could kind of get lost in the herd, but when you see her production record, her udder's impeccable, her feet are really good. She's a cow that I guess we're excited to get more progeny out of. From a maternal standpoint, cows like that in the Sandhills of Nebraska are exactly what we're trying to produce. She's going to hang around a long time. She's not going to give us a reason, and her type will never give us a reason to cull or to downsize on that type of cattle. The longevity of Craftsman, his progeny bleeding through his mother, I think is going to be very good.
No, I would agree with that. Craftsman's mother, if you go out pasture, she's probably not the cow that you would pick out as the biggest, most powerful cow in the group. As you mentioned, she's conservatively sized. And I think that actually lends some credence to the dollar M that Craftsman has. It's extraordinarily high. And I think that her size, it makes you believe that a little bit more, because if she was the biggest, soggiest cow out there, then maybe it would call into question a little bit as far as how profitable she could be. But with her size and her makeup, it's pretty easy to believe that.
I know us leaving here today with our ST group, we're going to walk away here just as excited, if not more, about Craftsman. And there's a lot of bulls that demand premium, but the fact that he proved true and stamped his progeny so uniform, I think has us extremely excited to get the first crop of bulls sold and yet to see what the future crops can bring.